Morning, this is Sam at Murray Lake Marina. I just want to show this trailer. This trailer is sold. It's a Great Lakes trailer. It's a 35-foot horsepower Zebros Great Lakes edition. It's kind of getting down to the end of the season, unfortunately, and I just wanted to kind of, those of you that are thinking about getting a trailer, if you order a trailer, they're a long time out. You order a trailer today, you'll get it sometime in June, hopefully. And so on. So anyways, it might be time to start being proactive and start thinking about this for those of you that are looking for a trailer for next year. So under the trailer, you got your roll-up door. That's standard on the Zebros trailers and most packages that they offer. I upgraded the 40-pound tanks. I've got 4 batteries under here. Your cutoff switch. This is your breaker box. Your short power cord, 30 amp service on this one. And then you got your dual hydraulic jacks. So most of that is all upgraded from standard. This trailer's got the 50-gallon fuel cell. You can do a 50-gallon cell. You can do 2 nozzles. You can do a 100-gallon fuel cell. So there's a few options when it comes to those. Majority are just a 50-gallon. Deleted the front ramp and then added a second man door on this side. So both man doors are on the driver's side of the trailer. I've got digital locks on both doors. And then we upgraded the standard load lights to your 24-inch scene lights. Axles are upgraded, so these trailers come standard with 6Ks. These are 7K axles, and then I also upgraded to the oil bath hubs rather than the grease hubs. So it's a cheap option. When you got 0-degree temperatures and you start rolling the trailer down the road, in theory, the oil is going to start lubricating before, grease. So that's why I do that. In the trailer, like all the Great Lakes trailers, I have the race flooring. I love this flooring. It's kind of a lot of money, but when you have wet floors and you're standing in socks and everything else, and you got to squeegee constantly and monkeying with ice, this floor is awesome. And it protects the floor from carbides as well. So, I don't know. One thing I'd recommend is this floor. Come in the trailer, you got one workbench, passenger side wall. When the bench is down, you have access to some USB ports, 12-volt power and 110. Oil tray above that. And then we have the broom and squeegee holder on the right side of that. So those of you that have freezing issues, that already have these trailers with your ramps, they have a 110 outlet down here. If you buy some heat tape, run the heat tape down in the trough, plug it in, before you want to start using the trailer. It'll thaw that trough off and then hopefully prevent you from having a bunch of water run to the back of the trailer and then freeze everything. Just saves a little bit of hassle and hammering with a chisel. So once you get in the trailer, we'll start on the passenger side here. All the benches run horizontal with the walls. I've got hooks above that, just for extra gear, coats, whatever you got. Back to this side of the trailer, being a 35-foot trailer. So it's 35-foot trailer. You got 33 foot to the boot box. So you got 33 foot of usable space. I did 7 cabinets in this trailer. Hooks underneath all the cabinets. Each cabinet has a shelf with hooks on it. And then each cabinet also has its own USB and Type-C charger. Below it, same thing. Everybody has their own port. Well, for the most part, everybody has their own port. So if you're running any kind of electric AVI bag or your radios or beacons or whatever, you don't have to pull everything out. You can just leave it all hang and then plug your gear in. So I did the dinette table on this one instead of the side ramp. I don't like the side ramp to begin with, but the dinette table filled the space here. I don't think we needed any more benches, so this is kind of nice. You can sit down, work on stuff, or eat, or do whatever it is you want to do. So that's there. Get up here. I did the standard wardrobe cabinet on this trailer in the standard boot box. Being the size of the trailer and the amount of people that will be in this trailer, I didn't do the toolbox setup. Just so you have more space for boots and then more space for gear to hang in the cabinet. So your standard horsepower stereo in here. I did the little standard Kenwood head unit. They work great. your amps inside of here like all of them. Workbench here, same thing, 110 and 12 volt. There's a shelf above it. There's actually supposed to be another shelf. I was actually going to put that shelf over here. That's why I had this 110 up here. I was going to have a shelf here and then put a coffee maker in it and toaster and whatever else you wanted. So I need to get him one more shelf, but that's where that will go if he wants it. Come up here in the front of the trailer, paper towel holder, another little oil tray, can holder up top, your inverter, converter, solar panel. This has got a 190 watt panel on the roof for the 4 batteries. And then you can see this little nook up here. Since I didn't do the toolbox setup, I was going to put, well, I wanted it cut out like that. It's almost not quite deep enough, but it is wide enough and it is tall enough for those of you that have Milwaukee products. You can buy a pack out, put the pack out drawer system in there, bolt it down, and then you got your tools up there out of the way. Just one less thing off the floor. So that was what I was going for that. Subwoofer up here. Everything else is pretty standard. Again, I put my mono suit holder over my boot box. Boot box has got an extra roll for extra boots. That's added. We've got some extra vents that blow out into the trailer. And then we've got a vent over here that blows onto your mono suits, being the mono suit holders hanging over the boot box. Inside the cabinet, you got your shelves, your linen, your holder, your rod holder there for everything. And then above that, this one has the glove holder. So on the standard Great Lakes trailers, I don't do the glove holders because they do the toolbox set up here to the left, custom boot box, custom wardrobe cabinet to accommodate all that. So again, bigger trailer, more sleds, more people. We had to have a little bit more space for that. So those of you that aren't super familiar with the trailers, below the wardrobe cabinet is a Suburban 40,000 BTU furnace. It's a forced air furnace that blows up into your wardrobe cabinet, and then it blows up into your glove compartment on top there, and then it is also ducted over here and it blows into the boot area. Okay. Hot dog, that's a 75K furnace. That has to have the inverter on, and you have to have, that runs off 110. So those of you that have these trailers know that there's a voltage problem when you start running everything. Stereo going, hot dog going, 40K going, chargers going. You start burning through batteries quick. So that's why I'm doing the 4 batteries. And then, of course, most of you probably already bring a generator with you. So that's pretty much a must, unless you have somewhere to plug into. So anyways, this is the trailer. Like I said, those of you that are interested in something like this and possibly kicking around ordering something, feel free to reach out and I can get you some numbers on it and go from there. This one also has an air conditioner too. We actually just installed this in the shop, so it's not too bad. Any of you that have these trailers and want an air conditioner, it takes about 3 hours to install. If it's a Z-Bros, they come pre-wired for the air conditioner. You pop the vent out, put the air conditioner in. Wiring's already ran up inside of that black converter box below the inverter. You just go down and buy a new breaker, put the breaker in, plug it all in, you're good to go. So they made it fairly simple for those of you that have the trailer and have wondered about that. So anyways, if you have any questions, please reach out. Sam at Murray Lake Marina again. Thank you.